Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. If you have filled up your tank lately, you've probably noticed, ouch, gas prices are climbing fast, and it's not just random bad luck. Right now, in March of 2026, the U.S. national average is hovering around 350 to 300, 300, let's hope not, $3.60 per gallon. You can see here on the screen, national average of 354, up sharply from just a few weeks ago, with some areas pushing towards $4 or more. As you can see, in California, that number is 529, and on most of that is tax. That's another day, another story. That's a jump of 40 or 50 cents, or even more in many places since late February. What's behind it? Well, doesn't take a brain surgeon to know that the escalating war involving the U.S., Israel, and Iran. Strikes have disrupted shipping, and threats to key oil routes have sent crude oil prices spiking. Now, this is briefly. It's over $100, $110 per barrel, and it did dive back down to 90. Now settling higher than pre-war levels around the 85 to 100, like I said, 90, depending on the day. Today we're breaking down exactly how this conflict is jacking up your gas prices, what it means for your wallet, and why we all freak out about $4 gas, but happily drop way more on other stuff every single day. Stick around. It's going to be an eye-opener, a little frustrating, and I've got a funny reality check coming up. Let's dive in.
The oil price is down. We went artificially up because of this excursion into a very positive thing. I mean, this was an excursion that a lot of people wouldn't have done. I knew oil prices would go up if I did this, and they've gone up probably less than I thought they'd go up.
What else is he going to say, right? If you start any kind of conflict in the Middle East, your gas prices will go up. There are ways to reduce that. He could release some of our reserves, which we want to hang on to those if we can, but you could release them. We're going to get into this where it raises your gas maybe 20, 40, 50 cents a gallon. And we will show you why that's insignificant in the big scheme of things. But let's go on, because I know everybody's concerned about affordability. So let's talk about it.
All over the place.
Wild.
It was right. Am I wrong? Like it looks like a bowl of spaghetti. Like there was so much happening yesterday. And then when the president spoke to Arweja Jang, and then she posted her comments on the president's comments to her on social media, you started to see a little bit of.
Oh, in case you guys are wondering, I'm using CBS on purpose, just because somebody made a comment that being a right-wing channel, we always will be showing Fox. So I thought, well, let's show one of the other channels, one of the other legacy.
Of a clawback. What was happening, and what do you, I mean, the fact that the market came back, people are going, ooh, okay, the president is sort of suggesting that this may be over, but it feels like every day it's going to be like this.
It's not
well,
over.
go back to all of the back and forth with the tariffs, right?
Yes,
sometimes yes, sometimes no,
right.
And we saw similar
right.
uncertainty. I do want to add a new title to Ouija. Her, she's a White House correspondent, but she's also markets whisperer in my mind, because her tweets, or her post really did comment. Here's what's happening. The president in that particular soundbite said that this is an artificial thing. It's really not. Oil supply is constrained.
So in your life, in your affordability, is it superficial? Do you live, say, a mile from work and the gas prices, you don't even look at them, you just put it in when you need it? Like most of my life, I have not even concerned myself with the gas price. But I know some of you, since I was in the car business for all those years, 25 years, that some of you will put a tank or two a week in your car to get to work. Or maybe you have a job like Uber, something that involves driving. Around here, we have a lot of people that haul Amish. So 50 cents a gallon will add up quickly to their bottom line. Let me know in the comments below if this affects you directly or just on your overall affordability scale.
Restricted right now. You have Iraq, the UAE, Kuwait, all saying that they are halting production because they don't have anywhere, they don't have more storage for the barrels of oil that are not going through the Strait of Hormuz right now. So it really isn't an artificial thing. I sort of am disassociating what's happening with the markets. I'm more focused on the price of oil because that's really where you're also seeing wild swings, but that's what's ultimately going to drive gas prices, inflation, and ultimately the market's down the line.
So this morning on CBS Mornings, you did a really great breakdown of what happens and how oil moves through the Strait of Hormuz. The president is suggesting that the United States take over the Strait of Hormuz. I mean, it's not, I guess technically.
I guess we can talk about this now. The taking over of the Strait of Hormuz, which we're going to see here in a minute on the map. I don't agree with that. And I don't think we should take over. There's plenty of players in the Middle East that can facilitate any kind of policing of the Strait of Hormuz. I don't think that we should take direct ownership or
he could have warships and and military personnel in the area to help guide ships through that very narrow strait. But how feasible is that? And
of course, with that said, remember, we do still have a lot of American military bases over there, so we definitely can help with the facilitating. As far as trying to take it over completely, I think we should let the Middle Easterns control that region.
To your point, what does it really do for the price of oil here or the price of gas here as oil continues to go up?
If we could successfully secure the Strait of Hormuz, let's say secure maybe rather than take over, it would.
You could see that stat there. They popped up that 20% here. Let me just pull it back up for you. It was right there. 20% of the global oil passes through this very narrow pathway body of water. And that's why it's so important. 20% is a big portion of the oil.
Then take over. It would absolutely kind of calm the markets when it comes to the price of oil. And of course, when you see the price of oil go up or down, that's going to impact gas prices here. I think my concern is the resources that would require and the insurance commitment, because sure, we've decimated essentially the Iranian Navy, but there are still those missiles that can drones. Reach, that there would be a potentially very, very problematic insurance claim that's made if you were to see one of those ships hit. So I think, yes, I love the idea in theory, and that would calm markets. But I think from an execution perspective, there are some really big questions.
So is the idea, and I know we got to go, but is the idea that...
Okay, so this clip's about over, but I want to show you guys something. This is unrelated. This is maybe towards your profitability or affordability, not profitability, affordability issues. Let me just get it right here. Okay. So again, I mentioned I have 25 years in the auto sales department. That's what I did for a lot of my sales career. And you see you got your diesel here and your unleaded gasoline here, right? So 87, 89, 93. Which one are you guys putting into your gas tank? This is completely unrelated to the video. It's to help you with your affordability. Check your owner's manual, but probably 98% of you that don't have a diesel or a sports car should be running on 87. And when you put the more expensive stuff in there, the automotive manufacturers will even tell you you're wasting money. So I've been to lots and lots of training classes where they harp on this issue. Guys, quit putting 93, quit putting the high octane in your car that's designed to run on 87. They spend millions of dollars to design those engines. So do me a favor, unless your car or your owner's manual calls for the higher, do not put the stuff that's 50 cents to whatever, $1 more into your car. Right there will help you with some affordability issues. Quit putting the high octane in your car. I do have another clip I want to show you.
In the Middle East is sending.
Okay, so no right-wing show would be correct without at least a Fox version. let's just see what these ladies are saying about
the oil market into a tailspin and gas prices rising.
This comes as countries in the region cut back on production and oil shipments through a vital waterway near Iran all but stop. Fox's Amalia Roy is live from Los Angeles with what this all could mean for drivers. So Amalia, what do we need to know tonight?
Good evening, Amy, Simone. The price of oil is going down. Yesterday, it peaked at just under $120 a barrel, but by the end of the day, it was under 90, and it does keep going down. This is after President Trump suggested that the conflict could end soon, but all of these prices are higher than the $70 a barrel it was sitting at right before the U.S. and Israel struck Iran at the end of February. Today, the national average for regular gas is $3.54 a gallon compared to $3.48 yesterday, $3.11 a week ago, and $2.92 1 month.
Okay, so see the numbers? They're getting their numbers from the same areas. So the numbers are all pretty relative to the CBS channel. So we don't have to worry about the prices being way off. We don't have the California prices in here of $5 something a gallon. And if I didn't mention it, you guys know that's a lot of tax. There's tax in these prices too. You pay a lot of tax on gas to help with your roadways and whatever else the state might be using that money for.
Ago. And even though oil prices have been falling ever since President Trump's comments, gas prices won't be coming down as quickly.
Every $10 increase in the price per barrel of oil, the price for gasoline that you pay will increase by about 24 cents. So this transmits directly right into your pocketbook. Now, the mind-bending volatility that we've observed over the past couple of days has to do with the realization that the duration of the war was likely going to go on for more than 4 or 5 days.
Iran has stopped most of the shipments in the Gulf. Back in the U.S., no one's feeling the pain at the pump more than drivers here in California, where the average cost for a gallon of regular is nearly $5.30.
So is there anybody that watches this video? I hope we, by the way, thank you. We got some more subscribers the last couple weeks, and more and more people are starting to watch the channel. So a big thank you to all of you for that. Is there anybody who knows how much of the California prices are taxed? I actually don't. I'm just comment down below if you do. I'd be real curious.
It's $4.50 last month.
In recent memory, at its best, it's like $20 less.
It takes me a bit to refill my tank, my vehicle. It's over $100 a week. Why is that? We don't need this war.
Oh, and he's tying what he's putting into his gas, into his tank. He's tying in whether he needs this war or not. Guys, this has nothing to do with gas prices. This gas prices is a side effect to what's really, it's about freedom for those people that I really, truly, I think I've said this before, believe Trump when he says he hates seeing people die. And like in the Ukraine and Russian war, he always talks about that. He's like, it's senseless killing. Let's get it over with. And I believe him when he says that. I really do. And on top of that, we know that there's going to be some casualties with this conflict, but on the same token, when he had to deal with all those Iranians getting slaughtered by their own government, I know that it's about the nukes. The main conflict here is about nukes, but if you ask me, I think it's really about the freedom for the Iranian people. But there are some great documentaries or YouTubers who have gone to Iran. And I know a lot of you have probably seen the Iranian people who have come on the news outlets saying, we're so happy that Trump did this and we love Trump. And then you see the Democrats, the Democrats getting on there going, this is horrible. Guys, never vote Democrat. They make no sense whenever what's this channel about? Peace Break Media. We like to laugh at the hypocrisy of the Democrats. We're here to have fun. We're here to hopefully enlighten, and we're here to laugh at the hypocrisies. But on the same token, it's not all laughing matters. Like 30,000 people being killed in the streets of a foreign country. For those of you that say, well, what about America first? the town next to you, all kinds of bad things are happening. And the police arrest them. The police in that city. Did that help you or just the people in that city next to you? It helped you. Because when your neighbors are better off without the criminals running around, where do you think those criminals are going next? They don't want to do everything in their town. They're coming to your town to do the same things to your citizens. I think every day we actually get closer to a peace resolution, but we've got to get these politicians who want peace and the Middle Eastern region, which Iran is actually a huge part of this peace equation. Let's wrap it up.
Today, White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt repeated President Trump's threat against Iran that if they interrupt shipping in the Strait of Hormuz, that they will hit the country harder. At the same time, White House Press Secretary Leavitt said that they are exploring all military options to continue oil shipment in that area, and also saying they're adding risk insurance for tankers in the area. In Los Angeles, Amalia Roy, Fox 9.
What I want to do is I want us to talk about why I don't think it's as big as a deal as you make it. So why it matters. The gasoline prices, which do follow the crude closely, and then you have refining, the distribution, and of course the taxes add to the rest. A $10 to $20 jump in the crude, which is what they're usually talking about when they're talking about all the oil going through the Strait of Hormuz, is the crude prices, the barrel price. And it often translates to about somewhere between 20 and 50 cents to your gallon. So if it goes up $10, that's adding 20 to 50 cents to you. So depending on the state and everything. Okay. So again, it's going to come down to how much gas you're putting into your tank, but the broader ripple, like higher diesel prices, that's important for your shipping because you're going to buy goods and services, and those goods are all going to be shipped typically on a semi or an Amazon truck, groceries to the store. And we don't have free grocery stores yet here, do we? No, I'm not in New York. Anyway, just a little poke at Mom Donnie. And your Amazon deliveries costs can go up. Now, oil price timeline. Meaning, how long is this going to last? Well, it's going to probably last as long as the conflict, unless Trump does release some of those reserves. He is pro drilling, and that's going to help with the price and of the gas. But right now, I think we have to just suck it up, Buttercup, right? All right. So if the Strait stays disrupted longer than expected, the gas prices could end up hitting $4 and $5 in other areas of the country. And who knows what it would be in California, probably 7 or 8. And those prices are not out of the question in the short term. Other effects like higher home heating, if you use the oils and gas, inflation bump. So total prices on everything will take a jump. And the potential economic slowdown, if the war is prolonged, it is a possibility. We can't ignore it. I think Trump will have a game plan to help with that. He's usually has a bigger game plan than he lets on. He doesn't like to share it all, does he, guys? So anyway, why do I keep saying this is not a big deal? Well, again, we already know that the long-term results we're expecting for in Iran will be good for everybody, but especially for the Iranian people. If the conflict ends quickly, prices will, I think, ease back quickly. The other things that can hit is like your airline tickets. The prices could go up because jet fuel, trucking, of course, we talked about shipping, manufacturing. They're getting supplies in on truck. So it can have a big impact globally, or at least nationally. When you're in the car business, there is nothing you will talk about to your customers or potential customers more than about gas prices. And I'm not going to lie, I got tired of talking about them. And here, especially I remember the first time Back in 2008, gas prices went to $4.69 here in my region. And let me tell you, people went stupid. Do not panic when gas goes to $5 a gallon. It's usually temporary. There's going to be more tweets and more TikToks and more people talking about $3.50 or $4 gas. And like it's the end of the world. Now, how am I supposed to drive to work? This is robbery. Totally valid frustrations, especially for people that are facing affordability crises right now. And we're trying to get us out of that, right? Trump is trying hard to get all those prices back in line. Okay, don't go anywhere. This is a pet peeve of mine. And we're just going to, here's some different prices if you were to buy it at Walmart. But let's face it, a lot of people I know, they run into the gas station to get that gas, and they run out of the gas station carrying a 20-ounce bottle of Coke that they just paid $2 for. Okay, here's some prices where it's cheaper, about 5 cents an ounce. Okay, so I pulled up the Walmart prices in case you're buying yours at Walmart. But why would I bring up Coca-Cola in a conversation about rising gas prices? It's because, I kid you not, people get irate about gas prices, but walk out with a pack of, little round pack, looks like a deck of cards, but causes cancer. And they run out with a 20-ounce bottle of Coke they just paid $2 for. If you paid $2 for it at the gas station, you paid 10 cents an ounce for a 20-ounce bottle. And you say, okay, how's that relevant to gas prices? Well, I'm going to tell you, that is $12.80 a gallon, 128 cents, 128 ounces in a gallon. So you're willing to pay. Now, I know not all of you have bad habits, but a huge portion. This is just sugar water that gives you zero benefits. Remember, we talked about the benefits to the gasoline. It gets you to the pump. It gets you to the job. It gets you to the schools. It gets you to the hospitals. There's huge benefits. And you might pay $3 or $4 a gallon for it. And here, you're paying almost $13 a gallon. Now, if you buy it at Walmart or something, maybe you're only spending $6 a gallon. But you hear that, right? The other day I paid, last month I paid like $2.29 a gallon for my gas. Nowhere near $6 a gallon for a can of Coke. It's one of the reasons I quit drinking pop. It's super, super rare. You'll see me drink pop anymore. Just poking a little fun at you guys. I want you to think maybe you've already eliminated pop out of your diet or something. I know this is a political channel. This isn't a health channel, but it ties right in with all these raising gas prices. All we're going to get are fat bellies and a hacking cough. This is my little soapbox for the day. I hope you don't mind me getting a little, it just was always a pet peeve of mine. People sitting there complaining about gas prices being, oh my God, they hit $3.69, and then they've got their big pop from Burger King or something. And I know that they just went over there and paid $10 for a combo meal that had very little nutritional value. And they bought one for them, their wife, and their 2 kids. So they spent $30-something, almost $40 probably at a fast food place, and all drinking these huge pops. Now, those ones I know are a little better price because you get refills and all that. But anyway, the point being, this stuff is junk for you. Sorry, Coke. Sorry, pop manufacturers. But this is a huge pet peeve of mine. If you got affordability issues, guys, cut all the bad stuff out. That's all we're saying here at Peace Break. Let's have healthier lifestyles. People say it's too expensive to eat healthy, but I assure you that's not true. After all the health problems I went through, and a couple years ago, I spent $2 million. Not me personally, but I have $2 million in bills. And trust me. So I'm not innocent here, guys. I'm just as guilty as everybody else in this equation we're talking about. Okay, guys, so there you have it. The Iran conflict is spiking oil prices through supply fears and the Strait of Hormuz. The chaos is pushing the U.S. gas averages up to $3.50 and more, potentially higher if things drag on. It's a reminder of how connected our daily costs are to the global events. But hey, next time you're grumbling, next time you're bitching at the pump, remember that the soda comparison might make it sting just a little less, or at least give you a laugh. What do you think? How's this hitting your wallet? The gas prices or the meat prices? Any of them? How is it hitting you guys? What were you spending and what are you spending now? And has any of it come down like Trump says? Drop the comment below. What's the highest you've seen gas in your neighborhood? Are you cutting back on your driving? Have you cut some things out? Like if this helped, subscribe for more. Break down on the news that actually affects your life. Hit the bell if you want notifications. And thanks for watching. Stay safe out there. Drive smart. And I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.